So let's start today's session. So before we start today's session, last time, the last class we discussed about configuring WDS. So the main purpose of configuring WDS, whenever you want to install operating system over the network, so instead of installing manually by CD, DVD or USB, so we can configure a server. On the top of server, you can configure WDS, and with the help of WDS, we can able to install Windows operating system. It may be like client, it may be server. So any of the operating system we can install it. So practically we have seen, and completely we have done that class. Okay. So in today's session, we try to discuss about configuring website, hosting website, and creating a website so that it will be accessed within our network. Okay. So in today's session, we will try to discuss about our website. So when you talk about like website plays a very, very important role in today's time. So whenever you open a browser, simply I open a browser, and here, whenever if I want to access any website, let's say I write www.flipkart.com, I can go www.amazon. I have my company website. Okay. So today, whatever we have in the market, each and every company will be having the website. So there is no company without website today. Okay. So website, it is also become a very common thing. Okay. So in all time, website means only for the corporate company. But in today's time, website you can see for every company. It may be registered or it may be non-registered, but you will see the website will be available. uh, so the website will be available for this company. Okay. So basically, website gives you information. Okay. Website, either you have the company information, and I'll tell you like in today's time, if somebody knows about internet, so he lives anywhere in world. Okay. So if website, internet become one of the mandatory part of our life. So whatever the thing that you access over internet, so everything comes to you as the information. Okay. So it may be, we use the website to transfer the money. It may be like website we use to access the information. Maybe I can able to access email. I can send the email. I can able to access only the data. I can download certain files. I can able to, download certain application. I can able to get only one particular data. So in today's time, I can say everything is possible with the help of website. Okay. So website, either we can use like this is my website, and with the help of this website, we can able to purchase something. Okay. So no need to go anywhere. Now we can do online shopping. Okay. So not only that, with the help of certain websites, we can able to send the, we can pay the bill, we can able to access something, or we can remotely manage something. Okay. So in today's time, everything is based on the website. Okay. So the next question comes like, who create this website? So basically, like this website, it is actually designed by the developer, or you can say web designer. Okay, it's the designing, it's the programming, and everything is not done by administrators. So this is not our responsibility, to make a website, to create a website, to design a website. But we can have some kind of suggestion, like we can say like what should be on the first page, what should be on the second page, and whenever you access any website, so every website you have some kind of title. Every website you may have some the name. Every website you may have some kind of tab, and each and every tab you can have multiple information. So from here, I can able to log in. From here, I can able to access all the certifications. Okay. So depends on like what kind of website you access, you have some information. If you're a construction company, you may have information related to the construction part. If you're a online shopping website, you may have the information related to only the product. Okay. So it may be like a company website where whatever the product manufactured by the company, you may have the information. So basically, website give you a lot of information related to the company. Okay. If I want to know something about a company, like I want to know about the Wipro, Dell, IBM, what this company manufacture and how this company become famous, so I can then directly access the website. So website actually give you the information related to the company. Now, the next thing is, so if I want to know the designing, so simply I can right click here. Here I can say view page source. So this is the designing of this website, a small kind of designing. Now, when you talk about like online shopping website, here also I can see the designing. So where you have all multiple categories. Okay? So designing website, it is not very easy for administrator. It is not very easy for us. So this is actually done by a developer. Okay. So here we'll be using some kind of language. We have HTML language. Okay. And to understand HTML language, even you also require C or C++. You need to have idea about like PHP. So that means in today, configuring or creating website, we may have separate I can say like this is a separate ocean in the market. Okay. So if somebody knows about the website, again, he also one of the valuable person in the market. And this is also one of the famous categories that you can, with the help of this, you can even live in a market. Okay. So in today's session, I'm going to show you a simple category like how we make a website and how the website we access over the network. Okay. So website, there will be two categories. So one of the website you can access over internet. Okay. Now, if I say like Flipkart, so Flipkart, it is not only access from my laptop. Okay. So even though my laptop is connected on internet, so I'm not only the person who connects to the Flipkart. So like me, millions of people they are connecting to the Flipkart. Millions of people they are going to access the website. Okay. So some websites we access frequently means we don't have any limitations. So maybe hundreds and millions of people they can access this kind of website. But there are some websites like when I say Microsoft certification, so this kind of website access only by some dedicated people, not all the like the people who's going to work on the Microsoft, the people who are going to write any exam from Microsoft. Now they can able to access this kind of website. Okay, so some website we access frequently, millions of people access at a time, and there are some website access only by one particular category. Similarly, when you talk about the company website, the company website also accessed by the company people. Okay, so some website, like when I say like internet website, so internet maybe we call it as a public website, and this website will be accessed throughout the world. Okay, so from globally we can able to access this website. Okay, similarly, we also have some kind of website we call it as a local website. So this is my network. On the top of network, we already have our server, like this is my domain controller, and we already have a network. Okay. So now the requirement comes. So what were the people who are working? Maybe here I have 200 to 300 employees working in a company. So what I want now in my network, I'm going to configure my server, and in that server, I'm going to keep my website. So what were the website which I'm hosting here? So this website which we can access within a company network. Okay. So this website we call intranet website, or you can even say, locally we can access this website. So the website that you access over internet, so that will be globally accessed. So you need to have internet connection. So you can even have websites that we can able to configure within a network only. Okay. So the main question here, like what kind of service we are installing so that we can host multiple websites on this server. Okay. So just installing 2016, 2012, or 2019, you cannot directly host a website. So when you want to host a website, if you want to make this machine web server, here we are going to install some service. Okay. And one of the service which is very, very useful, we have the service called IIS, Internet Information Services. And IIS service, it is not coming from recently, it's actually coming from NT time. Okay. So when Microsoft introduced NT server, from that particular time, Microsoft introduced this service. Okay. So IIS because is a service of Windows operating system. What kind of Windows operating system? It started from like NT. We also have 2000, 2003, 2008, 2016. Okay. Now even in 19 also we have this service, and it is actually called a collection of services. Okay. So IIS, these services they are not using only for hosting websites. Okay, hosting website is one category. Like hosting website, we also use website for multiple reasons. Okay, now I can use for FTP. Now, if I want to configure Exchange server in my network, I can also need IIS service. Now, if I want to configure, the SQL server, I also require IIS service. Okay, so in short, I can say whenever you want to access something from a browser, when you open Internet Explorer, from Internet Explorer, when you want to access anything by URL, So background, there is a concept of IS. Compulsory, we need to install the service, the server where you are where you are going to configure, this kind of thing. Compulsory, we need to have IS in background. So in today's session, we are going to see like what is the actual difference between website and FTP site. Okay. So website where you have a programming. Website where you need some dedicated team who is responsible for designing a complete website. And even like that team is also responsible for hosting. Okay. But one of the responsibility of administrator, like what the web designers they do. So the responsibility of web designer, they design a website, and our responsibility to hold this website on a network so that these websites will be accessed within a network. Okay. So some people like maybe log into sales machine, marketing machine, IT machine. So wherever these people log in, they can able to access the website. Okay. So this topic I'm showing because to understand the DNS concept. What because the coming class is DNS. To understand DNS, I'm going to show you like how we are going to host the website and how the website be accessed over the network. Okay. So www is a service which is used to host one or more website on a machine. Okay. If I want to host one or more website, here I'm going to configure IS, and with the help of IS service, we are going to configure that. Okay. So not only www, even we can also use FTP service, and FTP we use for like a file transfer protocol. So FTP is also a service which is also used for like transferring the data, or you can say file from one to other location, or you can see it is also used for uploading and downloading the data. So whenever if you want to differentiate like is it a website or is it a FTP site? So remember, website means there is a designing. The background the program will be run. Okay, it may be HTML language or any other languages. For the way you design your website, you may have a program. Okay, but when you say FTP, FTP give you the data. The data comes to you in terms of files and folders. I can say this is my FTP site. Okay. So in FTP, you may have GBs of data, and this GBs of data either you can upload somewhere or you can download from somewhere. Okay. So this is the main purpose of FTP. So FTP, we don't require any designing. Okay. So FTP, you may have all the data in terms of files and folders. Okay. Now let's say like I have a company and the account people are working. So every time, we need to update the account information. Okay. So I can make my separate FTP server, and over the network, now I can the people they connect to FTP server and they can able to perform their task. So for FTP, we don't require any designing, just we need to maintain the information. Like what you want, we'll see. Now the next thing, we also have one of the important concepts. We have something like port number. Let's understand like what is port number. So the identification. So what is actually a port number? So the identification of services is done by using port number. So whenever if you access anything over network, okay, so that means either you access a server, let's say you have a machine, I'm sitting on a laptop. From here, suppose I'm taking the remote session of a laptop. So from my computer, the request sent to my server, from the server, the complete session will, it is going to access. Okay. So background, how the session is going to open. So background, there is a port number. There is a port. Okay. So one of the ports responsible for opening the remote session in your network. Okay. Like this, if you have a machine and whenever you want to access any website, so you simply open a browser, you write www.gmail.com. So when you press enter, from your machine, the request forward to that server. So somewhere in your network, there is a server. From the server, now the session comes. Okay. So for that particular website also, there is a website. Now from here, if you access FTP, from here, if you access anything on a network, so each and every service, the identification of the services is done by using the port number. Okay. So port is a logical communication channel. Okay. So you cannot see like how the session is coming. So that is coming remotely with the help of IP, with the help of certain number. So that session automatically comes to you. So you cannot see like this is completely a logical part. Okay. So total in your computer, like whenever you sit on a machine, so every computer total we have 65,535 ports. Apart from 65,000 ports, 1,000 ports are reserved, and 1,000 to 65,000, these ports you can able to use anytime. You can even change that. That means there is a reserve port number. That means whenever you open a browser and I want to access a website, so accessing website, let's say I'm using a port number like HTTP. Okay. So when you write HTTP, the operating system automatically understands the port of HTTP is 80. So some port numbers are already predefined in your operating system. Okay. Now instead of HTTP, suppose if you write HTTPS, now the computer automatically understands. Now this is your secure SSL port number. So the port number for SSL we have 443. Okay. Similarly, now when you try to access FTP, when you try to take a remote session, so this is this will be taken with the help of like RDP protocol, and the number for RDP we have 3389. Okay. So like this we have multiple port number concept here. Okay. Now one of the example I can give here. So simply, let's say I'm sitting on a computer and I want to access email. So I just open www. Maybe my own Exchange server, and I write the URL here. You can get a page. I'll put my name and password. I log into my email server. Okay. So whenever if you want to send email, so maybe you click the option like you to whom you want to send. Okay. So let's say I want to send email to like Sam at the rate onlinemcsc.com. So I put the email ID of the user. So I write all the matter. So one of the options you may have here, simply you say send. Okay. So once you click send, who is going to take your request, and which protocol actually responsible for taking your email, and it is going to forward to your Exchange server. Okay. So here the port that is the protocol that is responsible for transferring your email, the protocol we call as SMTP. Okay. And the port number for SMTP we have 25. Similarly, like we also have a port like POP3, which is responsible for accessing your email. You also have IMAP4. Okay. So there are some protocols we can use in your Exchange for connecting to your email. So we have IMAP4. So the POP3 port number we have like 110, and the IMAP4 we have 143. Okay. So every protocol you may have a port number. Okay. So these are called unreserved ports. So example for the port, like we have HTTP. So the default port number for HTTP is 80. We also have FTP. The default port number for HTTP we have 21. SMTP, the port number is 25. Telnet, we have a port number 23. And PFTP, we have a port number like 69. Like this, we have hundreds and thousands of ports. Okay. So there are some ports which are by default reserved. Like whenever you write HTTP, the machine will automatically understand. When you write FTP, when you try to access the FTP side, the default machine understands some port. Okay. So whenever you try to access your email, by default, your computer will understand certain ports. When you try to, when you start sending your email, so that email also taken by your protocol, and that protocol also have certain port number. Okay. So So what is the first step? First, we are going to create a website, and just I'm giving an example. So whatever I know the method, I'm going to show you that. Okay. But in a real time, the website is actually created by your web designer. So I'm not a web designer, but I know some little part of my website. So I'll show you like how to make a website. So after making a website, before we host, now we need to install one service. The service we call IIS. Okay. So we are going to install. The next step is we need to install IIS service from Server Manager. Okay. Then after that, we start hosting the website. So how to host, we'll see that. So I'll go to my server. First, I log in here. So we have the same domain, allinmcsc.com. So to make a website, first I'm going to open my notepad, and I'll be using some language here. Font size. See, whatever you want, you can use it. Okay. So I'll be using HTML language here. Body BG color. So what color you want, you can use it. So in my case, I'll be using red color. Then if you want, you can put a title also. So you have multiple categories here. Just I want to show a simple part. Okay. So on the center, I want to put one line. Welcome to online MCSE class. So H1. Mark you. Now I'll be using second line. Line to close. So now I'm going to close mark you. I'm going to close center. I'm going to close body. I'm going to close HTML. Okay. So in my server, what I did, I simply created a website, and you have to save. So you can go anywhere. So you open your machine. So in your computer, whatever partition you have. Okay. So right now you can have multiple partitions. So maybe one of the partition like E, I open it, and here I make a folder. So on the top of folder you create. So the name of the folder I'm making as red, and file name I'm giving like red.html. So you can put any name, but remember extension should be .html. So red is not compulsory. The compulsory part is HTML part. Okay? Why? Because this is your HTML file. Same. How the website look like? Now, when you open your my computer, when you open your E partition, When you open, uh, okay. Save as. We made a mistake here. HTML. You have this file. I believe so. So this is our website. Second line is not coming. Okay, I have given double. So if I right click and if I see the designing, we can say like view source. So here you have all the designing part. This is my program. So what is our aim? Like the website that you created here, I want this website should be available in my network so that all my company people react. So not only this, I can have multiple here. I can go and maybe I'll just change one more color here. So instead of red, I can have blue color. Same, I can go save as. I'll go to that partition. I make separate folder here. Name of the file. Folder name, I'll give blue. And file name, you can put any. So in my case, I'm just giving the same to understand our website. So HTML. So we have another website. So website is same, only the color change. So that we can able to see that. So the first step, we need to make a website and the website will be created by the web designer. Okay. Now the second thing is to host this website, we need to install a service. So to install the service, we need to open Server Manager. On the top of Server Manager, you have to go the dashboard. Okay. And right now you can see I just have only Active Directory and DNS. And here I'm going to click the option like roles and features. Role based and feature based. You can go next. So the machine where I'm installing website IS service, the name of the server is DC1 and the IP which I'm using here 10.1.1.1. Okay. And the operating system which I'm running here 2016 standard edition. Now you can go next here. And here we'll put check mark to IS. Okay. So when you put check mark, automatically it needs some tools to configure that. You have to say add features. Next. So the next option you have features, leave it as it is, we don't require. So one of the things I told you like IES, it is not only one particular option. IES, we have multiple categories. Okay. So web server provides support for HTML website and optional like support for ASP.NET, ASP web server extension. You can use web server to host an internal or external website or to provide an environment for developer to create web-based application. Okay. So these service not only used by administrator, now for developer also they use for developing the web-based application. Okay. So don't put check mark to all these options. So we are not installing all these ones. Okay. So when you start learning about Exchange server, you will learn about like what is Windows authentication, URL authorization, IP and domain restriction, basic authentication, digest authentication. So you may have some of the options here. Okay. So in our case, what we can do, just try to put check mark to web server. This is already checked. And here you can go down on the same machine. If you want to configure FTP, you just put a check mark. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just putting check mark to only web server. and I'm not giving check mark to FTP. So later I'll show you how to configure separate FTP. Okay. So just click next and install it. So the first step is you have to make a website, create a website. Then second step is you have to, you have to install the IIS service. After the installation, now your website is ready to host. So almost done the installation. Now the installation done. Now what we need to do the next thing. So once the installation done, you have to close it. And now you have to open your IIS service. So once you install, either you can go to the server manager tool. So here you have the option like IIS, Internet Information Services Manager, or you can even go from a start menu. So a start menu, you have to click your administrative tool. And here you will be getting one option IIS. So even you can also have a tile like this. So just click. So now let's see how we open, how we can able to host the website. So to host the website, simply we need to right click on our server. So the name of my server is DC1. So just right click on site and here we can say website. Okay. But remember, like when I install IIS, I have only given checkmark to web server. I have not given checkmark to FTP. That's why here I don't see any option FTP. Okay. So later, let's say if you want to install FTP server also, then again you have to open your server manager. You have to go with the option like roles and features. Next, and then we need to go with the option. So in roles, you have to expand this, and here you can put check mark to FTP. Okay. So if you already install IIS service, and next time if you want to install some other option from IIS, then you need to expand and you have to just put a check mark to FTP. Or not only this, if you want some other thing also, you can able to configure. Okay. Because IIS we call a collection of services. It is not only for hosting FTP and website. So we have many reasons for IIS. So just put a check mark here, FTP, next, and we are going to install that. So once you install FTP, so after that, when you right click, not only you will see add website, here we also have option like add FTP site also. Okay. Now we just talk about the website here now. So in old version, like in legacy operating system, hosting website, we have multiple tabs. But from 2008, what Microsoft has done, Microsoft has given only one page where you have all the options exist. Okay. So here we have to use name. What the name you want. Site name, this is just only for display. Let's say I put a name here, India. Now, where is that website? So your developer, your web designer, he give you the website file. So that file of folder, you have to remember the location. So you have to browse and give a location. And he is asking like, you want to host this website by HTTP, or here if I click, you may also have HTTPS. Okay. So HTTP we call open protocol, which is like a default protocol used by the website. We also have HTTPS. So HTTPS we use for a secure website. Whenever you want to secure your website, then you can use HTTPS. For that, even you also require a certificate. And here, based on the protocol what we use here, it is going to show you the port number. So this is the default port number automatically taken. But if you want, you either you can go with the default port, even you can also change that. Okay. And this is very, very important. So the website which you want to access over the network, by what name you want to access. You want to access by www.onlinemcse.com. You want to access by www.sales.com. Okay. So this thing you need to understand. Okay. So first I'll put a name here, India. Now where is that website? I browse, then open the location. So I have C drive. Okay. So I have my website in my D, and I have one website like red, and here it is. So HTTP or HTTPS. HTTP default port is 80. Now HTTPS, this is your secure socket layer. Automatically the port changes to 443, and here you have to provide the certificate. So whatever the certificate you have to even you can make your own certificate and you can able to apply here, or else you can go GoDaddy. You can even purchase some certificate from internet so that you can able to secure your website. Okay, so I'm not using any secure website here. So here we are giving IP address. So the IP which I'm using for my website, 10111. This is my web server IP. Okay. The next option we have what name. So I want to access the website by using like www.india.com. Okay. I want to access the website maybe like www.salesinfo.in. Okay. So over the network, when you want to access this website, what name you want, you have to remember. Okay. So today I just leave this option blank. Why? Because coming session we have DNS. So when we understand DNS, I'm going to show you one more time the same practical. Along with the IP, we use the name also. Okay. So today we are going to access the website with IP address. Now coming session when we have done DNS topic. So based on the DNS, I'm going to show you how to access the website with the help of name. Okay. So just click OK. So once you host the website, now we have to perform two main tasks. Okay. So after hosting website, what we need to do? Now we need to enable directory browsing. There is an option you have to enable that, and you have to configure default document. Okay. If I don't do this, what will happen? You see. Now let's try to see some error. So I have a client. So somebody may be logging. Let's say we have a user Ismail Khan. So I log in. So this Ismail, he want to access the website with administrator hold in network. Okay. So how is going to access? Now he's going to open internet browser. You can write Internet Explorer. So Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer. So you just open Internet Explorer. So here we use our URL http colon // and the IP which I'm using for my website is 10.1.1.1. Okay. So this is our website IP. Today we access by IP, but tomorrow we access the same thing by name. So when you press enter, so by default here we try to get some error. So this is not actually error. So the computer saying like you don't have permission to view this directly, or a page using credential is that you supply is not correct. So here it's saying like you don't have permission. Forbidden access is access denied. So normally what happens? Just hosting website is not enough. On the server you have to do two tasks. So I'll just go to my website, and here we have two main options. So one is directory browsing as well as default document. So you have to enable this directory browsing. So you can double click, and here by default you can see directory browsing has been disabled. You have to say enable this. Then one more time, if I don't go with default document, what will happen? So if I refresh now, so for me, it is not saying you don't have permission, but here you have to click this red.html file. So I don't want to even click this. So when I put name or IP, I want the page will come direct from my server. So for that, what you have to do, you have to go with this option, default document. In default document, you have to click add, and the name of the file you have to mention. So the name of the file we have red.html file. So once you put this file, again I go to my the client. If I refresh, so now the page will directly come. Okay, now I can open even in my server. Open your Internet Explorer. So here I'll write http colon / 10.1.1.1. So when you press enter, now you can get direct page. So like this, whatever the clients which are available in your network, so every client, now this page can be accessed. So this is our today's session. So today what we have done, so we talk about hosting website, we talk about the website, and we have seen some kind of port number here. So do this, hope you understand this.